Okay, now let's bring in Hoover Institution senior fellow and author of Dying Citizen, Victor Davis Hanson. Good to have you on, my friend. Victor, you've written about, you talked about quite extensively this, the theory of the one-party state. Left would like that. Maybe the complicit media would like that as well. Please explain.
Well, I think they feel that originally they thought that Donald Trump, if they had these sequential indictments, and by that I mean Bragg, and then we're going to have Letitia James, and then Willis in Georgia, then the special prosecutor, Jack Smith, they would hemorrhage Donald Trump, gain him sympathy, and maybe inflate his numbers, which has happened, in fact, and then they would tie him up if he got the nomination all the way to the election. And that was, I think, their general strategy. Now, with that cover on Time magazine, they have maybe second thoughts that maybe that if they damage Trump too much, he might not get the nomination. In fact, and DeSantis is might be more competitive. So they're kind of schizophrenic about this. Sometimes they're praising him, and then now they go after him as more conservative than Trump. But it all has one common denominator, Eric. They have no confidence in Joe Biden. None of the issues that he's ran on or he implemented get 51% of the support, and he's outsourced his campaign to the media, basically, and the DNC and people in Congress on his party. But he can't, as an effective leader, defend anything he's done because it's been pretty much an abject disaster. Yeah,
Victor, control and put that magazine cover back up. I read that differently, Victor. That for me, it looked like almost like a boss, like a gangster, like I'll say a badass. And the metaphor, the double entendre, the double meaning of that orange right there, is it the Florida crop, or is it what the left used to like to call, or still likes to call, Donald Trump the orange man? Is he peeling a Trump, or is he, state of Florida produces a lot of oranges? That looked like a pumping up of DeSantis to me. You read it differently?
If it is, it's probably the first time I've seen that. I don't know what it is. I haven't read the article yet. I just looked at the cover you showed me. But they seem to feel that Ron DeSantis gets even with them and not just gets mad. And they're acquainted or familiar with Trump, and they feel they can handle him, as they did in 2020. But DeSantis, I think, scares them more because he's got this record, and he's unequivocal and unremittent in his attacks on the left, whether that's Disney or critical race theory or this radical abortion on demand or the border. So, and until recently, his polls were a little bit stronger than Trump. But it's hard to tell with them. They're so neurotic, and they go back and forth. But they clearly are afraid of Ron DeSantis in the general, and they're a little bit afraid that they have created a Frankenstein monster in Trump like they did in 2016. And that is, they think these indictments are going to gain him empathy, but they're gaining him too much empathy. And they feel that maybe, as they did in 2016, they wanted him to get the nomination, and they thought they'd easily defeat him. And now I think they have second thoughts because he looks so strong in that CNN debate. They're thinking, oh my God, if we give him the nomination.
Therein lies the problem. The left, these clowns, they think that they can dictate who the GOP nominee is going to be. It's incredible. Yeah. And maybe they did. Maybe they did get Donald Trump elected in 2016. I'm sorry, nominated in 2016 because they thought Hillary could easily wipe the floor with them. Well, they were wrong. Final thought.
Yeah, well, I think it all gets back to the fact that they have an existential problem. Joe Biden is deteriorating geometrically every month. Each 2 weeks, he doesn't look as good as he did 2 weeks earlier. And they have no other person. They can't even consider the thought of Kamala Harris. And they understand that people are very angry. And Joe Biden had a 36% Reuters approval rate. That's the lowest in history of any president at this time. So this whole progressive project is imploding. And so they're looking at racism, sexism, fascism, anything but Joe Biden in the defense of the record.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna stand on record. Either one of them, DeSantis or Trump, will take down Biden in 2024. Victor Davis Hanson, really good having you. Thank you.